Hello everyone, welcome back to Glitz and Glitter, and I need to say Merry Christmas to all of you who are watching today on the release day. It is Christmas Day, day 25 of the Advent calendar. I hope you guys all have a really blessed Christmas. I hope you're spending it with your family, your friends, your loved ones, whoever, your dogs, your cats, whoever you're spending it with. Don't worry, it's not Christmas when I'm doing this, so I am also spending it with my family. So I'm going to do a lotus jar, different than I've ever done it before. I also am going to do another axolotl and another bear, and these are going to be, let me see who the names are for. So the blue one, which I chose, this one, which I have not used yet, I don't think, Celestial Blue, I may have. It's in my new batch from Dianca Pours. This one is going to be for Thor, and the purple I chose is called Fairy Dust, and this one's going to be for Sif. So those two dogs, and then I'll have one more baby pink for Loki. So I have one more bear to do, and this is the last axolotl. I'm going to pour this. This is for Bobby Joe, who ordered the two shoes the past couple days, and this is her last piece, and we're going to challenge myself and do a beach theme. So I have to remember it's upside down. I'm going to use 4-hour fast cure, so it sets up pretty quickly. I'm going to use alcohol inks in aqua and turquoise. And we're going to go from clear, which is the lid, and a little bit of this, to light blue to dark blue. Well, that's not going to work either. I was going to put shell in here for the beach, but I don't know, maybe I still will. I'm not sure. Now I got to think about this more. Before I do that, this is the one I'm choosing your guys' name for. That's where we're caught up in my real life. This is C2. It's a beautiful teal color. I named it Atlantis, and the name that I chose from the comments was Peacock Pride, and the person that gave me that was Connie Thomas 116. So your name's going to be entered into the contest to name that one. This one is thick. This is the last one of the year, and I'm going to contact her. Oh, we got two in here. I'm going to contact Diana and find out when she's going to be choosing names. Look at those colors. Oh, there's directions. Surprise, surprise. Not one, but two. A double dose of color for you. There are two heat-activated colors today. Bring them into a warm space to see what they transform into. This concludes the Advent calendar for the 2026 Pigment Collection. Thank you for participating. Creating this experience for you was a joy. I welcome your feedback, so please reach out and let me know your experience. It wouldn't be a final surprise or a Merry Christmas without my Christmas gift to you. Enjoy 30% off this collection when it releases using code ADVENT. Well, that was sweet of her. So make sure you take advantage of that. Here's the two colors, F3.1 and F3.2. Give me the colors in your comments. It's the last chance to enter. I do have a lot more to go through with you guys from the last 2 weeks, but these are the last two we'll be opening. So I will get my names prepared for those. Before I begin, I really need to think about more what I'm going to do with this. And I might leave the shell out. I was going to do the shell at the base, but the shell usually goes near the clear, so let me think about that. I'm going to mix up these two first and get them poured so I can concentrate on this. Plus, this is a different resin, so I'm going to do the regular resin, 1-to-1 epoxy by Let's Resin for those two. So let me grab 10 ounces, get my gloves on, and let's get started. Brushes in hand and the world is my stage. While that's mixing, I do not want to forget today to do my colors in my alcohol and get them dissolved. I totally forgot yesterday. It all worked out in the end. It just stresses me out to not have unmixed mica powder in an order. So I'm definitely going to do that right now as we speak. Wipe that off. So I don't know, I might have used these colors once before. I have not yet done the video on all these new colors I got from Dianca Pours. So they are still stacked up waiting until Christmas is over. I have a lot of them. I have so many. I'm excited because I have so many molds you guys have sent over the past several months that I can actually finally get to some of them. I would assume that orders will slow down since Christmas is over. I could be wrong, but we'll fit them in if I get them. It doesn't matter. I do have several crosses I need to do. And I have one to unmold with you. I have a few things to unmold with you today later that I poured yesterday off camera, like I said, because they were nothing like I needed to show you. One, I did a clear cross and two angels. I've done those so many times I didn't think you wanted to see that again. But I did a couple extras you might like to see. One is new. Still working on getting all these into the eBay store. Some of the little ones, so hopefully this is enough. I think that's about 5 minutes. I'm just going to clean it off and mix it by hand for a little bit. Since my phone is my timer, and I was using my phone, obviously. Let me just clean this off and get it ready for the next time. Just wipe it down with a paper towel, spray it with some alcohol, and wipe it again. That's all. That's all that I do. Easy peasy. Let me move this. Let's break down that resin on there. And then I'm going to split it 5 and 5. I decided I'm just going to go ahead with the original plan and just put a small area of shell on the bottom because, you know, art isn't always practical or make any sense. And I think it'll still look really pretty to have a base of shell. Because I think the shell at the top where the clear is going will look a little weird on a jar like this. So we got 10 here. I need 5 and 5. Hopefully I don't do it wrong. That is 7. What do we got? 4 and a half. 4 and a half? 5 and a half. 5 and a half. I know I was a little short on one yesterday. That's 5. Okay, the rest is going to go in here. But adding those rocks to the little yellow one's head worked out perfectly fine. So if I need to, I will. I mean, they both say less than 5 ounces on the actual mold themselves. But it's not exactly 100% correct, but it is the closest that I have had on any company that's trying to put the amount on their molds. They do come the closest. I'm just going to scrape everything out. This is a good way to make sure your resin is fully mixed because you're scraping that unmixed stuff off of the sidewalls, putting it into another cup, and then getting it fully mixed in. So if you have problems with uncured resin, maybe you should try the 2-cup process. I'm just going to stir these in and then get them in the vacuum chamber. Get those bubbles out, pour those, and hopefully my plan works on this Lotus jar. I don't think I need to take the blue off of that. I mean, 4-hour fast cure should be okay because the walls are kind of thick. Or not thick, I mean, they're walls of a jar and it's not like I'm pouring it deep or anything. Well, I guess I am pouring it deep. I don't know. Maybe I better use, I don't know. I better rethink that. My plan. Let me grab these, get them in the vacuum chamber, and continue rethinking my plan.
Glitz and glitter, lighting up the night. Painting dreams with a shimmer so bright. catching every eye.
This is the axolotl. So far, we've had really good luck the past couple days with his little gills, so let's hope today is another one of those days. So I've been pouring it just past his neck to get up in all that area. Squishing them, getting the bubbles out. See all those bubbles popping out of there? And then I've been like moving it around, trying to coat the walls. And I think this is the key if you don't have a pressure pot, which I'm not going to use for this because I don't seem to need it. The vacuum chamber works pretty good. And I know a lot of you have bubble removers. There we go. A little bit left of the blue. That one probably needs to go in the bear, but let's move that back and do the same thing with the bear. Little alcohol in there. Pour it up past his neck. And then squish the ears. These ears don't really have a problem. I'm just gonna coat most of this, all that knit material in there. All right, fill it up. This is the one that needed a jar, so maybe I will get a jar again. Whoops, not that one. It never ever went over, but it just looks like it's going to. That's why I do it. Well, it filled it today, so maybe my measurements were off yesterday. Splitting it up. That one's good. Got a little bit of blue left. So I will put that in some sort of a mold and squish this over to the other side of my table. Let me move that. Doesn't need it right now. I think it'll be fine, but you just never know. Better to be safe than sorry. Let me find a mold for this little stuff, and then we'll get some resin ready. I think I'm going to drizzle it into this little, I think this is the hummingbird. Yeah, this is the hummingbird. I'm just going to drizzle a little bit of the purple because that's all I have. And then put the blue in there and see what it looks like. It's very shallow molds, so it'll make a good magnet or a stick pin or something like that. Little charm or something. Let me just grab a dotting tool. Make sure it goes down in his beak here. And if they merge together, they merge together. It's not a big deal. Put that up under there. All right. I have my water ripple pendant mold out for the rest of it. Something easy and small. Move that out of the way. I think I'm going to drizzle the purple into here because I could scrape some out of here. It'll probably just mix together, but it's okay. Get it out of there. And you know I'm going for the hearts first, right? Oh, it might be marbled. Wow, I'm going to get more than I expected. Never a bad thing. I go through these things like crazy. There we go. Can I get one more? I bet you I could get one more. Wouldn't that be funny if I actually got two more? I could. Just from scraping this cup, I will get them all. That's so funny. It's just shocking to me how much is actually in a cup when you scrape it. Get that out. I'm just going to top a couple of these off. Get that last drop in that I need. And let's see, this one can use another drip. They're just much easier to handle and not trim if this particular mold is domed. All right, let me grab some more resin. I've totally changed the way I'm going to do it. So I'm going to work from deepest, and instead of clear in the lid, starting from clear to the deepest, I'm starting from deepest to clear. That way my shells are the proper way. So I did pull out a little cup full. This is the 4-hour fast cure, like I said. I'm going to try it and see what happens. Little cup, I'm going to do white alcohol ink. Just so I can put tiny, tiny little bit of white where waves would be. I don't know if any of this is going to work, you guys, but oh gosh, I can't get it open now. I really want the challenge and see if I can do it and make it look kind of cool. Come on, I need you to open. I didn't really want to use pigment paste, but if I have to, I will. I just can't grip this. Come on. Find a pair of pliers over here. I haven't used this one forever. There we go. But I figured an alcohol ink won't be quite as heavy as a pigment paste. Now I want this to be really thick and warm, so I am going to take my time, put it through the vacuum chamber. Not this white one, but oh, that was plenty. I'll tell you, that Bria Reese, sometimes I can find links for it and sometimes I can't, but her black and white is so intense, you only need a couple drops. Even the black is like crazy intense for alcohol ink. Just put that away. All right, so I think what I'm going to do, one of these is clear. This one will be the, which one is darker? That's my question. Oh, the aqua. And then the turquoise will be closer. Oh, geez, this turquoise is not open. I thought I had one open. Yes, I do. Here's the open one. So I'm going to put a nice amount of the turquoise in here. And then the blue color. I might actually, I don't know. I don't want this so green. I think I might add blue to it. Where's my blue? Which blue? Which blue? The regular blue, the one that says blue. Let's just add a few drops and change that color a little bit. If it works. Normally I would probably put crushed crystalline, but because you're not going to see it through the facets, I'm not going to do that. This one I'm going to do aqua. Not that either one of them are deep colors. But, you know, I want a blue and a greenish blue. I might actually make this a little deeper with another color. Let me get a 1 drip of sapphire, 2 drips of sapphire. I want it a little more deep. The aqua just wasn't doing it. We're going to do, whoops, 1 more drop, 2 more drops. I lied. That might be good. And then let me see if I can add a drip of the sapphire. We'll do 2 drops. I really wanted this more blue than the green. Looks like emerald now. Okay. I'm going to put this through the vacuum chamber and then we'll pour together. So what I'm going to do, and this could be a total flop. I mean, I could have put glue in here to keep the colors separated, but I didn't want to do that because I kind of want the colors to merge a little bit together like an ocean would. So I'm going to wait until, well, they're 88 degrees right now. I'm going to pour the blue in here, 89, almost 90. I'm going to pour the blue in here, and then I'm going to wait for those two to warm up. So it's not like I'm going to rush here. I just want it to work. Like, I want them to merge, you know what I mean? Like at that line. Yet I don't want them to make a new color completely. And I don't want my clear to disappear. And I mixed up more than I'm actually going to use, because the whole thing holds 10. I mixed up 8, and I'm pretty sure I'm not going to want all of that in there because I do need space in the back for those. There's 1 piece of glitter in there. Space in the back for the shell. Look at that piece of glitter. Did I get it? No. Will we see it? Probably not. I don't know. All right, I'm just gonna fill this up. Can't use the pressure pot or anything because I'm trying to get my last layer when it's tacky, and I won't be able to check it when it's in there. And when you release pressure from a pressure pot, you can, and it's not cured, it will most likely get your bubbles to come back. Because all it's doing is squeezing them, and if you release the squeeze, then your bubbles are going to come back. So I can't very well just stick it in there for a few minutes. It doesn't work that way. I'm just going to go around there. I think that's good. And I'm okay with bubbles in a water looking piece. That really doesn't bother me a lot. I mean, if I can get rid of them, obviously I want to. But it's not going to hurt my feelings if they're in there. And you probably wouldn't see them with all these facets anyway. I'm just going to pour. See, I don't even think I need that much because of that. So I'm going to have this extra, which I'll just pour now while I'm waiting for all this to heat up. So what I'm going to do is wait till this gets sticky, but still pourable for the greenish, bluish one, whatever you want to call that color now that I've been messing with it. So I see some bubbles. I'm just trying to get to the surface. All right, so let me find an extras mold for that blue while I wait for this to heat up. Let me get a lighter to pop them as they come to the surface. And I'm kind of waiting for maybe 100 degrees. What do we got here? 90, 91. We got a little wait, so I'm not too concerned about it curing in the cup at this moment. I brushed this little jar mold that I got with this new Temu color. And I haven't poured it yet. Denise just sent this to me not too long ago. So I figured, let's try it. Of course, there's not a whole lot in this little tiny bottle from Temu, but it was only like $2, so I guess what do you expect? I'm going to just pour it in there. I can't put alcohol in there or anything. So my guess is we're going to end up with some bubbles. Maybe I could squish it around because there's a lot of detail in this little mold. And this is like fast cure resin, which is thick. And it's been sitting on my counter for a few minutes. So it's kind of like honey. Let's just see what it looks like. It's a matte mold, so I wanted to brush it and see what it comes out like brushed, because I think it'll be really pretty. And it's so cute. It's so tiny. It would be like a great little, what do you call those? Tooth fairy things for little kids to put their teeth in when they lose them. Might be too fancy for that, but that's what I think of for the size. I don't know if it's, I don't know. I don't want to squish it around too much because I don't want to mess up my powder. So we very well could have some bubbles in there. And that, I had 1 ounce. Let's see how much it holds. I'm sure it's not going to hold the whole 1 ounce. Got powder everywhere. I hope. I don't want to be messing around too much with it. See, but I do want to kind of squish. There's like some detail on the sides of that. Flowers and things. A little bit more. And just a little bit more in the lid. And that's it. I still have a little bit left. Let me see what the temperature is of these that are sitting here waiting. 97, we're getting there. I don't know if it's going to. Why is that 90? What am I aiming at? What's going on here? 98 about. We're almost there. I will do something with this off camera and come back when it's around 100. It's getting sticky to work with. I filled up a couple little crystal molds, so I'm going to go ahead and pour, I think, and hope and pray they don't merge together too much. I don't know. I'm a little concerned. Gosh, I hope it doesn't turn all into this color. I'm not going to do, obviously, the shell yet. I need to wait until this gets really thick and it won't sink down into the rest of the piece. Let's get this off if we can. I don't know. Maybe I should have used glue. Could always do it again. Now I'm going to pour. Oh, I want to do a little bit. How am I going to do this? I do not know how the white's going to look. If I can even get it in there and you can see it. Put it that way. I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, it's a challenge. It's okay if it doesn't work, right? That's what I got to tell myself. It's okay. I want to get enough white in there that we know what it's for. Kind of around these edges where you're actually going to see it. I just hope that those two colors don't go crazy merging together. Trying to get this to the edge is what I'm trying to do. So it'll look like some waves. This could be a total flop. Wouldn't that be terrible on Christmas? A total flop. All right, so now I'm just going to take my clear. Go ahead and run it in. And hope we get some clear. I guess I am going to use all 8. I did not think I would use all 8. I have 10 written on the mold. And then the rest, as soon as this gets tacky enough, where my shells won't sink, that's when I'm going to mix up some more resin and put the shells in there. Let me try to get most of that off. It's either going to be gorgeous or it's going to be horrible. I don't know if there's going to be an in-between on this one. And I don't want any more white. I think that's all I want. Let me just spritz some of these bubbles that are rising. And okay, I'm just going to watch this. I'm not going to walk away very far. I'm just going to watch it and make sure it doesn't fully cure. Because I would like the shells to sink. I'm just looking at this over here. It needs to be popped. I used a couple of my new Temu colors on this stuff. I'm okay if some of it sinks a little bit into the clear, but not too much. So hopefully I can catch it when it's still a little tacky and I can push some down. While I wait, I'm going to unmold the things with you from yesterday so I can move on with those. So I have 2 angels I poured, one with a lot of crushed crystal, one this was alcohol ink dripped with 2 different color greens. Here's the first. Let me grab something white so you can see. There's the green. That came out really pretty. Either side is great. Really nice. Nothing done to them. I'm going to put a little bit of jewels on this one. But you can't really, well, here you go. You can see the crushed crystal like that. I think this one's going to get AB rhinestones, I'm pretty sure. I have to relook. This is a new one Don decided to mold. And it's a, what do you call those? Cameo? So I painted the girl with powder and then I filled it with black. Because I was like using leftovers and I didn't have a whole lot of time. Look at that. Oh, that is gorgeous. He's going to be so happy to see that. I didn't think it was work and he wanted to try it. So there you go. It worked. That is so pretty. It's the color changing from gold to, that's the Temu one. I love that one from Temu. I over poured this a lot. I did paint this one with the same color. Got a lot of trimming to do on that. So that one's pretty. Comes out nice in there. And then this is the other bird that we have that I painted. I quick painted everything. So that's kind of cool. Not too bad. And then I hadn't ordered for just a clear cross. So I didn't do a clear cross on camera. So I had this in the pressure pot overnight to make sure it was a good casting. She wanted crushed crystal, but I did not put it in because it's a matte mold. And it would have looked like little white specks everywhere. It wouldn't have been good. So this isn't as gorgeous. I don't know if she's using this as a casting or not. But because it's matte, it's not going to be great in clear. I will trim those edges down for her though. Let's see how the lid came out. I do have 2 more to do that I may do with you. Definitely needs trimmed. Oh, it came out really good. I don't see any problems with it at all. So I don't know if she's going to paint it. I don't know. I didn't ask. None of my business, but all I know is she's got a good casting. I don't see any bubbles. This line is all perfect. I'm super happy with it. So all I need to do is trim this for her, and that's it. All right, now I'm just going to wait. Again, it's only been a few minutes. It's definitely not time to pour, but I'll be back in just a second. Let's check out the comment of the day. Okay, here's my thought process. This is nice and tacky, ready to go. I did not use 4-hour fast cure because I wanted it runnier. So when I pour the shells in and I put it through the vacuum chamber, maybe that will help suck it all up, I'm thinking. I don't know. I only did 2 ounces because the shells are going to take up a lot of space. And all these shells are going to have those air pockets. So I didn't want too thick of a resin. Do a little more. I don't know. I hope this isn't all for nothing. I really, really, really want this to work. I think that should be good. I don't even know if I need to take the air. I don't know. I'm going to put it through the vacuum chamber. Oh, but let me show you what I did. So I put a... Don was so excited to see that. He was like, oh my gosh, it worked. So yeah, I wish I had a frame. I don't know if they make one that big, like the Capuchon open bezel. Or I need to check the little windows ones because you can make frames on little windows. I have to find that mold. It's in here somewhere. And then I did put the AB rhinestones on this right along the edge like she wanted and the halo. So that one is done. And then I just trimmed these, put a magnet on the back. I might put silver or gold on the body and that. I don't know. I'm still thinking about it, but I'm more concerned about this. So let me throw this through the vacuum chamber and then we'll get that in there and see. I don't know. And then we just wait. Well, here goes nothing. You know what? I'm going to squirt a little alcohol in there since it's pretty solid. And hope... Gosh, I hope this works. I hope I can get these up underneath that lip. I can't tell. I should have mixed up more resin and not as many shells, because now I don't think I have enough resin to fill all those spots in, you know what I mean? Like, I may have to do something with the rest of the shells and mix more resin instead, which is not a big deal. It's just not ideal. Well, yeah, I definitely need to mix more resin. I think they're in there. I don't even care if I smash them down because it's pretty cured. I don't even think they're going in, which I kind of wanted them to go in a little bit. It's only been an hour, but like I said, 4-hour fast cure in a deep pour, it's going to cure quickly. I don't even know if we're going to see the shells too because of all those facets, but it's okay. I love doing beach scenes. Love, love, love them. Let me see if I can... Well, you know what? I'll find something to do with this and pour a couple extra, maybe 2 more ounces. I'll do a, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'll save this and wait and see. Let me grab some more resin. I think I'm going to pour the shell into this little rock that I have. Because you want something that you can see through it, you know what I mean? And then I'll know if I need to fill this up more and make enough resin at the same time. Which I think I do. Then I'll just reuse my cup here. So this might be cute. A rock full of shell. And I do need, in fact, what I'll do, let me move this. I'm going to fill this up with shells. And then just pour the resin over it. Because I don't need to debubble this. It's not that big of a deal. You just want to make sure you have enough resin to hold it together. Otherwise, when you demold it, it's just going to fall apart into pieces. It might look cool. I don't know. Let's see. What do we got here going on? Okay, let me mix up. Probably, I'll do 2 ounces. If I have extra, I have extra. All right, so all I'm going to do is just pour the rest in, fill it up. It's going to generate heat from what's curing underneath it. So I don't need a heat mat or anything today because it's just going to cure all on its own very quickly. Anytime you do layers and you have them curing from below, it's definitely quick. And I'll just fill this one up, and then that'll be it. Then we just wait, especially for that axolotl to be completely done and cooled. So I did pretty good in the past too, so let's not start now ripping his little gills off. Oh, you know what? Are these going to float? No. As long as they're full of resin, they shouldn't float. I do need to move some around so the whole bottom is covered. I don't see anything sticking up. That one was, maybe. That one. So I want a flat bottom. I think that's good. What do I got left? A little bit more. Oh my gosh. All these extras today. Look at this one. He's just going to keep floating. He's not full of resin. Come on, just fill up. There's an air bubble in him. I see it. That one too. I guess I should have put him in there when I debubbled it, but that's no big deal. I could always sand them down. So this is what I did to the butterfly. I just put gold down the body and then gold on that flower. So those are really pretty. They came out good. Let me find something for this one. Let's put some of this Ivory Glow in, and we're going to pour those little donuts and shoes again. Probably don't need that much, but this is one of the new ones waiting here on the sidelines. I'm just going to stir it slowly, hoping it's all mixed. Trying not to get bubbles. Not that you're going to see them, but you might in those little shoes. I guess we only needed 1 ounce for all of this. That's crazy. Who would have guessed? Those look good. These keep floating. Probably because there's more empty space than there is in the other one. All right, that's good. Let's just do these. Maybe I'll pour the shoes first to make sure I can fill those up. They have cute little hearts on them. Cute little baby shoes, if you haven't seen them yet. These are by Into Resin. They do not come in this mold. I made this mold. So you'd have to buy them separately. You don't get the donuts with the shoes. Try and make it go up underneath into the other shoe because it's such a small little space over there. And it is. Wow! A little too much. Get a little out. Okay. Good enough. Let's get these 2 little donuts poured, and that should be all of it, I hope. Maybe not. Gosh, 1 ounce can go so far. Maybe I'll get out that little heart. I don't need these too thick. They're just going to be magnets. Their little heart in their envelope that they have sitting right here. I'll just do these. These 2 do come as a set. Do the heart first. That's all we're going to do. No envelope today. I call it a purse, but they call it an envelope. But they are very pretty. Trying to pick extras I don't have to do a lot to at the end of the day, because I still have to do something to those axolotls and bears. All right, that is it finally. Let's just let this all rest for a while, and I will be back when it's cured and cooled. Everything is ready to unmold, but I have some Christmas presents from you guys to open on Christmas. Isn't that amazing? So literally in my real life, 2 weeks before you're seeing this, it was the night of our pre-party dinner at Valenti's. So 35 people came and we had a great time. It was wonderful. And I got a gift from Joan. So let's see what's in here. I did take one thing out of the bag so I didn't have to fool around, but look at that. She made me an ornament I'm pretty sure it's like acrylic paint, isn't that? That's something I'd never got into, but I love the looks of it. But if I get into it, you guys might not be seeing me very often, so that's why I hold off. She also sent me these, which are bracelets. I love them. I actually might be wearing this all the time. I absolutely love it. And I'm not a huge jewelry person, but I do love these. So one for me, one for Don. So thank you, Joan. And she sent me this gorgeous little pen. Look at that. Blinged out and everything. You guys know me better than anybody, better than my family knows me. And then she gave me 3 necklaces, and I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong, but they look like paint skins. I'm thinking she's a painter and she uses paint skins to put under the cabochons. That's what they look like to me. That's so fun to do because nothing will ever be duplicated like that. So Joan, thank you so much. It was such a great time. If you guys didn't see the video, I know I made a video. I don't know if it's out yet by now, but it should be an extra video. I got some mail from Teresa Shipsy. She was really thinking about me. She sent me these, a set of 4 of them. Look at that. And I'm like, there's got to be a note. What does she have in mind for these? These are little dropper bottles, and she's genius. It says, Michelle, dropper bottles for your 99% alcohol used to dissolve mica. Like, how come I didn't think of this? Like, you guys are so smart. I rely on you for that because I don't even know about things that I should have. And then she sent me several things. Look at these. I didn't even know these existed. It says, these might be fun for some of your embellishments. Haven't tried them yet myself, but look cool. These little things are like little spinners, I think. So you put them on and you glue your little embellishment to it. And I think it spins from what it looks like in the tag. So we're going to have to try that. That was cool. And then she sent me, apparently these are dangerously sharp, but great for trimming freshly poured resin edges and maybe cork around coasters. Y'all, you just know everything. I don't understand. I don't know anything. I just do what I know until you guys make my life easier. They don't look dangerously? Oh yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. Interesting. That is so cool. Those are going actually right now where my other scissors go that are not sharp anymore because I have trimmed so many things with them. And then she sent me this. It says, hopefully you can do cabochons on your next Let's Resin Live. So I'm going to have to run this past Let's Resin and see if I can do this on either January or February. So the way we pick molds on Let's Resin Lives, Amazon Lives, is they have to have enough stock because they know you guys are going to love things and they need stock in order for me to demo it. So I will ask them if they have enough stock in here, and if not, we will wait until they have enough stock so I can do it because these are great. I love them. And they came with the flat back, or the bezels, the closed bezels that these would fit into. So Teresa, look out for that. Let me just make sure that they have enough stock and that they will allow me to do that on an upcoming video. So that was fun on Christmas to have gifts to open. It's like Christmas around here all the time, you guys. You guys spoil me way too much. All right, are you ready to unmold? We got a lot of extras here. This is a new crystal butterfly that we have. I hope I have them in my store by now. I am so far behind, but I'm trying to catch up. So this is a little smaller than the normal butterflies, like this size that we just started making. So it's a little bit smaller. So that's really pretty. Really pretty. Let's just get this one out. This was the leftover white that I used for the waves. I dripped 1 drop of purple sapphire or something like that, alcohol ink, stirred it in a little bit, tried to marble it. It's not too bad. The marbling is not bad at all. Well, you don't need white behind that. So that's pretty cool. Got a couple bubbles in there, but it was pretty thick by the time I was pouring that. This is the little crystal, well, we don't call it a crystal turtle. Again, I hope I have this one in the eBay store by now. It should be, but like I said, I'm running behind. This is not the same as the crystal turtle I have advertised. This one is a flat one. The crystal turtle is not flat. So, because I don't currently have it in there yet, as I'm recording this, I don't know what I'm calling it. Here is the heart. This was sent to me by a viewer. And this is the rest of that white with purple. So I just found something really quick. This one came out pretty good. Just need to trim the edges, put a flat back bail on there. That one's done. Here is the little rubber ducky with one of those new powders. I just wanted to see what that powder looked like. I'm not in love with it. It's not the best powder I've seen. So maybe it'll look better mixed in, or maybe it's because it's a faceted mold. Not sure. But it's okay. It'll make a good magnet. This is the hummingbird. Ooh, that came out good. Look at the marbling on that one. I don't think I need a napkin anymore. Pretty nice. Sometimes, like the beak, I do have to trim it back to a point because I lost the tip of the beak in the mold. But that came out good, the blue and the purple. All right, let's do, these are the donuts in that new gold. Not too bad. So this is exactly the same. And then the little pair of baby shoes. Everything needs trimmed. Everything's so sharp. Let's see what these look like. What's that? A piece of glitter? Yeah. Not too bad. I just need to trim. Generally, I'll paint over that little heart just to give it a different color. But they actually came out pretty decent. Huh, for being the end of the pour. And here is the heart that's half full, which is perfect for a magnet. So I don't have any of that side, so I'm just going to have to trim all that off. And we'll just have the heart. It's actually thin enough to be a pendant if you wanted it to be. So that's pretty. And then these are the water ripples. Some of them, my mold is getting ruined, you guys. I have the, I casted the first castings of these and I kept them just so I can make me a new mold. So that is the blue and the purple marbled. Some of them came out marbled, I think, but most of them did not. Well, it's got a stripe in there anyway. That's just blue. Little blue and purple. Little blue and purple. Just blue. Blue. And blue. All right, let's do the rock full of shells. If I could break the suction. That looks cool. Oh, look at that. One bubble right there. Because that shell is upside down. Other than that, that looks really neat. I could fill that in with UV resin. Maybe put a little sticker there or something. I'll have to think about it. But those shells look amazing in there. It is crystal clear for just sitting on my table. That is shocking that there's no bubbles in there other than that one. That is really shocking. Huh. I guess the vacuum chamber really worked on that. All right, here's the little tiny box, which I do have bubbles. Look at that, every corner. That totally stinks. Not too bad. I don't know if I like it. I'm going to have to highlight those flowers. I don't even know if I could fix those corners. This is cute, though. Look at how small this is. Oh, that's adorbs. I'm going to have to be very careful on this one to get those corners in because the rest of it came out really good. Just highlight these areas. If I can, well, I guess if I fill those in with UV resin, I could always paint that outer edge with a chrome marker or something. I don't know. I'll figure it out. All right. Are you ready to get to the main event? Let's go for the axolotl. Always scared to get this one out, but he's definitely cooled. Fully cured, fully cooled. Let me just pop his head out by me so I don't. I think this is the last axolotl I'm doing, and he came out perfect. We keep getting those same exact bubbles. I don't think there's any way around that. I just don't think so. But everything else is perfect. So cute. So I'm going to have to dress him up special. And then here's the purple bear. Let's see what she looks like. Oh, that's silicone. Good. I don't see any problems. That's awesome. That's just silicone. Oh, yay. All right. We're doing pretty good without the pressure pot on those. This one, I am so nervous about. I'm sure the lid will be perfectly fine. Whether it goes with the rest of it or not, I don't know. That came out good for being 4-hour fast cure. Although it's very shallow, it should be okay. All those little, whatever you call them, I guess they used pearls to do that. Little starfish, perfect. Looks absolutely perfect. I don't see any bubbles in there at all, not even one. Let's just pray that this thing looks like a beach scene. Otherwise, I'm gonna see if she just wants it poured in one color. Give me a minute. I gotta break the suction. I might even pull one of Mr. Glitz's moves and peek at it before I show it to you. Ugh, there we go. It isn't bad. Here it is. That actually looks, it blended, because you can see some blue right here, or I didn't pour enough. But being that this is the blue that I wanted the top to be, it actually isn't bad. Here's the sides with the seashell and the waves. Let me look at all these little bubbles here on this edge. Is perfect. It is perfect. There's no bubbles in those little pearls on the edge, which I always worry about, especially with 4-hour fast cure. That was so thick when I poured it. I wonder if she's gonna like it. I don't know. Totally different. So I will probably highlight those in silver just because I generally do, so you could see them. So let me get to trimming some things. And I don't have a lot to finish, just these axolotl and bear. Not too much other than some hardware and things. So let me get to doing that, and then I'll show you the very end.
Michelle's hands are steady, her heart's full of grace. In her workshop of wonders, a quiet sacred space, she pours out the colors like prayers in the air. A blue axolotl knitted with care. Glitz and glitter, the work of her hands. Every resin pour, she follows God's plan. Purple bears, lotus jars, waves that shimmer and gleam, serving the Lord in each crafted dream. That beach-themed lotus jar holds seashells and sand. Turquoise and white waves kiss the edge of the land. She whispers a hymn as the resin sets firm. Each piece a reminder, life's a lesson to learn. Through the swirls and the sparkles, her faith runs deep. She crafts her creations while her soul keeps the beat. Glitz and glitter, the work of her hands. Every resin pour, she follows God's plan. Purple bears, lotus jars, waves that shimmer and gleam, serving the Lord in each crafted dream. Her tools sing a rhythm, her spirit takes flight. In the glow of her workshop, she finds her light. Knitted hearts and ocean scenes, they all tell a tale of a woman's devotion that will never fail.
It is done for the day, you guys. So for the rock, I filled in that little hole, made it even. You really couldn't tell it was there, but I wanted to put a leaf on it anyway for fall. So there's the rock. I trimmed everything, put the resin restore on everything so you can't really see those trim lines anymore. So everything gets done with that first. Now, if you guys are using too much of that, you're going to feel it sticky on the bottom. Wash it with alcohol. Get it off. You don't need it. Like I do it too because you think you need more than you do. You just barely need to get any down there. Wash the rest off with alcohol. That's all I do. This one I just put some purple marker down the center and then put UV resin down the center and cured it over there. Here I just put some silver tips. That's it. Magnets on the back of everything. These I just put some silver hearts on the front. Silver heart here, magnet on the back, magnets on those, magnets on those. Here's the little duck. So I just kind of outlined them in black, put some orange on them. I didn't seal it in or anything. It's just a little magnet. Flatback bales on everything else. These I did earlier and showed you. Oops, I don't want them in there though because that's UV resin I need to cure so I don't get it on my hands. These you saw I did earlier. Here's the little box. So I fixed all those corners with UV resin, built them back out, and then you could tell obviously it was clear against that dark blue. So I just put a stone on each corner to cover it up and one in the center of the flower. Highlighted it with silver all around the edges. So that looks so cute. It's the cutest little tiniest box. So I need to remember next time to squish something in those corners so you don't get that. But I love that. It's adorbs. Here's the lotus jar. So I just went with a marker around those edges and the top. I kind of like it. I hope she likes it. If not, I'm kind of good with it. So we'll see what she says. And then when you open it, you see the seashells on the bottom. I don't know. What do you think? Is it a fail, or a pass? I kind of like it. Not exactly, because I did want more blue, but I don't know. I'm not upset with it. Here's a little axolotl dude. So I got a bird on his shoulder that he's looking at, a little top hat on his head, and little boba tea in his hand. So I hope she likes these little characters. I don't really know the personalities of the dogs much. She gave me a little blurb about them, but it's so hard to... with what I have on hand. I hope she likes what I chose. So I went with the pink theme on this little girl. Eyelashes, face. I glued the hat on, a little purse, and a little fan that I finally got to use. And I put little pinks on her feet there. So that is her. That is everything. I hope you liked it. I hope you had a wonderful Christmas today. I'm glad you got to come in, but I'm not upset if you didn't, if you came in another day. So guys, have a very, very, very blessed Christmas. Have a wonderful New Year, and let's pray that 2026 is going to be your most fabulous year. All right, guys, I'm going to get you some pictures. I will see you tomorrow. Have a blessed day. Bye, everyone.
Glitz and glitter paint her way. She lights up hearts come what may. With a brush of faith she starts. Jesus whispers through her art. Patience blooms in every hue. Her love for viewers shines so true. Shimmer sparkles in her eyes. A radiant soul under bright skies. Glitz and glitter, Michelle, a story. Her colors tell faith and love in every part. Jesus guides her shining heart. Canvas dreams and sparkly streams, her laughter flows like sunlit beams. With each stroke her spirit sings, a masterpiece of golden wings. She sprinkles joy like morning dew, in every shade a promise new. A life of love, a life of grace, in her art we see his face. Glitz and glitter, Michelle, a story her colors tell. Faith and love in every part, Jesus guides her shining heart. She sprinkles joy like morning dew, in every shade a promise new. A life of love, a life of grace, in her art we see his face. Glitz and glitter, Michelle, a story her colors tell. Faith and love in every part,